Hi there, I'm Paul Jennings. I'm the pastor of Stockport Evangelical Church, and I'm just making this video really to record the injuries that I sustained whilst preaching the gospel in Stockport, which is, we're on Monday today, so this would have been Saturday afternoon. And to just tell you a little bit about those events, I probably won't publish this video straight away because there is a criminal investigation going on, and so might be after the event, after whatever proceedings the police take, that I'll be able to show this video, but I'll just record it now. What happened was, I went to Stockport as I normally do on a Saturday afternoon, had two friends come with me, and I started to preach the gospel. Hadn't got into it very much when I was approached by a gentleman who engaged me in conversation, who stood very close to me, so effectually stopped me from preaching, and I felt obliged to answer his questions. The questions became a little bit more aggressive, and the debate continued, and then it just suddenly changed. He didn't lose his temper, it didn't seem to me, but it just changed. He became abusive, he became threatening, and then the next thing that I knew, I was halfway across the shopping centre. I'd been struck on the side of the head. Then came a second punch, a third punch, a fourth punch, and I guess there would have been more if it hadn't been for one of my friends who stood between us and tried to protect me to some degree. I sustained this ear. I don't know if you can really see that, but this ear was really swollen where I was hit. It's still quite sore. Also, this is my glasses, or kind of what's left of them. I'll just show you that to the camera. You'll see that this lens has gone missing out of there. This fracture here in the side of my glasses is presumably where he punched me in the side of the head. So that was the first. That's the first part of the assault that took place, and there was absolutely no doubt it was because of the gospel, because he took offence. Then what happened is I moved away from him. He continued being very angry and sort of ranting. I moved away from him, and I thought, well, that was it. He left. Sorry, he left the precinct, went walking off. So I got up on my stool again and began to preach again, because I didn't want to be intimidated by a bully like that. I thought, I'm going to get up, I'm going to preach again, and I carried on preaching. But then it brought him back. So in retrospect, it was a mistake, and I got off my box again, and I walked away. And so I started handing out leaflets. He came after me. He repeated to me several times, he was very angry, repeated to me, if you stand up on that box and preach again, I will kill you. If you stand up on that box again, I will kill you. And he said, I will kill you, maybe about half a dozen times. And then he headbutted me here in the nose. And I'll try and just show you that injury. Okay, if you can see. So this is kind of a few days old now, but he headbutted me in the nose, and my nose just exploded. I mean, there was blood everywhere. There was blood over my leaflets. I'll show you one of those. You can see that's the leaflets we hand out, and that's my blood all over them. Again, you can see it on that there. And again on this one, it's sort of on that part there, the front, it's there on the back. I mean, blood was just pouring out of my nose, and my friend Paul went and got me some tissues, and I stopped the bleeding. A member of the general public, an Asian gentleman, came over with a big piece of kitchen roll, which I'm very thankful to everybody who helped and showed sympathy. But that's where we're up to so far with it. The man showed no remorse and went away. Of course, as a Christian, I forgive the man. and I shouted after him that I was going to pray that God would have mercy on him. Nevertheless, I also believe that a crime has been committed. The fact that it was committed against me is irrelevant, could have been committed against anybody else, and therefore I feel duty bound to report that criminal act, which I have done. The Bible talks about reproving others for their sin. It would be absurd for me to stand on a box and reprove the general public for their sins and yet not reprove that man for his sin of violence against me. And so the investigation as we speak and as I'm recording this is going on, but I'm hoping that it will come out in favour of that which is righteous, and I'm hoping that it might be a blessing and encouragement to others. And let me say this: do not fear those who oppose the gospel. Do not be afraid of them. Just reading today in Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 28. Whither shall we go up? Our brethren have discouraged our hearts, saying, this people is greater and taller than we. The cities are great and walled up to heaven, and moreover we have seen the sons of the Anakims there. Sorry, get my camera better placed. Then I said unto you, dread not, neither be afraid of them. The Lord your God, which goeth before you, he shall fight for you, according to all that he did for you in Egypt, before your eyes. Don't be afraid of them. Don't be afraid of those people that oppose the gospel. Go into your town centre, get your leaflets, get your gospel tracts, put them into people's hands, speak to people about Jesus. If you've been called to preach the gospel, if God has given you the gift of evangelism, don't confine it to your church. Get out on the street corners, get out into the shopping precincts. The United Kingdom and beyond need to hear the gospel of Jesus Christ. Thank you. Thanks for all your prayers as well. Thanks for all the well wishers and supporters. May God bless you in all that you do for him. Amen.